Hey, what's up? So this is a quick video on how you would get Quasar working with Voox ORM. And I might make a couple of mistakes along the way. I'm not going to edit this video just because it's something I'm going to quickly pull together. So hopefully everything turns out all right. So we're going to start by saying Quasar create, and then we'll call this Voox ORM Quasar. Seems like an appropriate name. All right, so let's just use some default options here. Cool. I like to use stylus. You can pick whatever you want. Manually specify what to import. That's what I usually do. And we're definitely going to have to use Voox because Voox ORM is a Voox plugin. All right. I like to use Yarn for my projects. Now, with Quasar, it's good to know that they recommend you use Yarn for the Quasar project itself, but then NPM for global packages. So Yarn for local, NPM for global. That's a good thing to follow. Little tip there. Right, so usually I'd cut this out of the video, but you're gonna have to wait around. Okay, cool. So let's cd into there. And then we're gonna run Quasar dev. So I'll open that in code. Oh, it's gone onto my bottom screen. There we go. And then we can say, let me just zoom in a bit for you. Quasar dev to get things going. And while that's going, I've got the Voox ORM documentation here. So let's go ahead and install Voox ORM. And we're going to do that using Yarn. However, we'll have to delete the Vue and the Voox part because we've already got those. So, my hotkeys are messed up because I've got code sitting on my bottom screen. That's all right. All right, so let's get rid of Voox and Vue because we've already got that with Quasar. Get Voox ORM installed. While that's going, let's have a look at the next step. All right, I don't need to worry about any of that. We're just going to do a really basic setup here. So I'm going to use a user model, but not the post model. Now, this is where I put my user model. So I go source, store, and then I create a new file in there called models. You can put it wherever you want. Oh, new folder. But I like to put it in there. So let's create a new file called user.js and then whack that template straight in. All right, so that looks good. Now, another thing I like to do is use aliases. I'll show you what that looks like with my config. All right, so where's extend webpack? So if we go to Quasar conf and then look for extend webpack. Yeah, there we go. I can paste my config in there, but don't worry about any of these. I use the classes alias, and the reason I do that is it's so much easier to import my classes in my components. So no matter where I am in my application, I can just say import, for example, user from classes/user. It doesn't matter where I am, that's always going to work. So I love having that alias set up. And hopefully it's going to work. Also, we're going to need path. So let's go ahead and import that at the top. I'm cheating here. I've got my code sitting on the bottom screen. All right, so scroll to the top. Yes, that's a cool little tip that I use. Saves me a lot of time. Okay, so we've got our model there. What else do we need to do? Let's scroll down. Don't need to worry about any of that. Okay, so we need to register our model. So let's whack this over here. Maybe move it across just a little bit more. And then I'm going to whack this over onto that side. And if we go into store and then index.js, close my console, make some space. Yeah, we can pretty much copy paste a lot of stuff here. So we've already got Vue and Voox being imported. So we'll have to import these other things here. Instead of at models, we're going to say classes/. All right, but we don't want to put posts in because we're not doing that for this example. All right, what else? We got our database that we want to register, so let's get that going. Actually, let's copy it with a comment. Boom. All right, scrolling down. Let's register the user to the database. There. And then here, we want to actually use the Voox ORM plugin. All right, so let's just whack that in there like that. Hopefully this is all going to work and I haven't messed anything up yet. All right, so this is just telling us about how it works, about inserting data. Cool, retrieving data. All right, so I think that's all we need to do. I'm sure there's something I've missed. All right, looks like it's not picking up on the alias. So let's close that, restart the dev server. And if this doesn't work, I might just get rid of the alias for now, because I remember having some small problems. Yeah, using aliases. And let me just do a quick little bit of research. And if I can't figure it out quickly, then I won't bother. Where is it? Aliases. /source /store /classes. I've called it models, whereas I want to actually call it classes. You can call it whatever you want. I like to call it classes. All right, so let's run that again and see if it actually works this time. You can enjoy my singing whilst this loads. All right, looks like it's working. Cool. All right, so let's open up our console here, jump into view and check that it's actually working. We go to Voox, looks like it is. Entities, users, that's in there. We don't have any data, so let's try adding some data to see if that works. All right, what's the best place to do this? Let's just go to pages, index.view, and then I'm just gonna add a mounted hook here. Mounted, and then let's import. So I've got this little alias here, snippet, IC, for importing class, and it looks like it's not working. That's embarrassing. Oh, well, there we go. And now we're going to import the user class. When it's mounted, we'll say user.insert, give it some data. Let's go to the user class. It's got an ID, a name, and an email. So let's just give it a dummy ID. An ID will be equal to 1, name, Luke Diebold, which is my name. And what was the last one? Email. Email, luke@ldiebold.com. Save that. Let's see if this actually works now. Refresh the page. We don't have any errors. Looks like something's been inserted. Commit all. And there it is. It works. So now we have Voox ORM set up with Quasar just to actually use that data so you can see this in action. Let's create a computed property here. Computed. Oh my goodness, butterfingers when I'm doing videos. It's because I try to go fast because I don't want people's time to be wasted. Now we can say return user.find with an ID of 1. And let's go ahead and use that by smacking them in here. Boom. Actually, the best way to do this is to not have a new line. So display it nicely. This is a good trick, by the way, using pre-tags to see the data that you're using. Let's whack the user in there. And there we go. We've got the user showing up, so it's actually working. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed making it for you. And by the way, if you like my stuff, check out beautiful.life. I've actually got a Voox ORM tutorial. The website's not much yet, but I got heaps of stuff on Voox ORM. I basically take you through the whole thing from scratch. So this is a bit of a shameless plug. Hope you enjoy this video. And yeah, good luck on with your Voox ORM journey.